So actually the thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and do I'm just turning joints on. I'm going to go from the neck up and do the head next. We'll do the arm because then I got to do the hand, and the hand's going to be a bit of a pickle. Not much fun. So we're going to do that one at the end. All right, so I need to make some controllers for my neck and head here. So I could do this a couple different ways as far as that is concerned. I'm going to just make a quick controller using the CV curve tool again. So create curve tool, CV curve tool. I'm just going to go from above, and I am just going to do this. I'm just going to hold X. I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. I'm just going to make like a T just to make things a bit easier. Boom, and enter. Okay. Now I'm going to go modify. I'm going to go center pivot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold X for grid snap. And I'm going to, oops, sorry, I'm going to hold X and, or D and X to move the pivot, and then grid snap. And I'm going to grid snap it right to the end here. All right, so it's like that. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to hold, which way? Oh, I thought it was on a top view. Okay, well, whatever. I'm going to hold V and point snap it here. And actually, I'm going to move it over first because I can't see it. So I'm going to hold E, and then hold J and lay it down flat. Good. And I'm going to hold J and rotate it around this way. Good. And then I'm going to, we're going to go, I'm just going to grab these. I'm just going to pull this forward a little bit. Oh, wait, that doesn't work. Sorry. I'm going to grab the back end and pull it this way. That way my pivot's still in the same spot. So we're going to go like that. All right. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to hold V, and oops, I'm going to boom, point snap it right to there. And then you can see it's kind of hard to grab, so I'm actually going to rotate this up a little bit, like so. And it should rotate down a little bit. All right, and that will be how I'll grab my neck. And I'm going to Command D, and I'm going to hold V, and I'm going to, oops, come on. Why are you not? Oh, I'm holding C, sorry, I meant V. All right, V, there you go. And I'm just going to grab this, and I'm just going to pull this in a little bit because it doesn't need to be quite out as far. Good. And then I'm going to make my jaw controller. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go to a front view, and I'm going to hit Y to bring up the last tool, and I'm going to hold X, and I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. Oops, never mind, hang on a second. Let's backspace this, here, here, then there. There we go, that's better. Okay. Does that look right? It's asymmetrical for some reason. Modify, center pivot, okay. And then what I'm going to do is pull this out, and I'm going to hold V for point snap, V, and I'm going to drag it up to where the jaw joint is, which is up here. And actually, I'm going to pull this back out here a little bit. I'm going to put it, oops, roughly, okay, come on. Okay, it was working, it just was delayed. Okay, try that again. Pull it down here, roughly where I want it to be. And then I'm going to go to my curves. Grab this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And I'm going to pull this back to like there, and I'm going to hit R for scale, and I'm going to pull it out. Say like that. I'm going to hold Control to unselect that one. I'll select that one. Scale this out as well. Okay. And I'm going to grab these and pull these in a little bit. And I'm going to grab these again and pull these back forward a little bit. Like that. Okay. I'm going to scale them in too. Alright, and I'm going to grab this one. Probably got to do a little bit better job of designing this. Pull this down, and we're going to go inwards a little bit like that. Okay. I'm going to grab this one, and scale this a little bit wider. Okay. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. I just wanted to make a nicer looking jaw controller. I'm just going to select this and go to the attribute editor and enable overrides and just give it some kind of color that I can read. So I'll just do yellow, and I'm going to grab this one, enable overrides, and should have just done it the first one before I duplicate it. That way I won't do it twice, but whatever. Okay, red, good. Alright, so then we're just going to go ahead and rename these. So I'm just going to go over. Make sure you're in the channel box, not in the attribute editor. If you do it here, it's only going to change the shape node and not both of them. You'll notice like you see the shape node here and then the transform node here, but watch when I change it here. So we're going to call this neck controller underscore CRV. You'll see it also changes the shape node, which is nice. So and this will be the head controller underscore CRV, and then this will be the jaw controller underscore CRV. And I also need the eye controller here, which is another thing that's going to have to be done. So to do that one, actually, I'm just going to go create polygon primitives. We're going to do a circle. All right, and I'm going to pull this up and over. All right, and I'm going to go to, actually, not there, sorry. I'm going to rotate this, we're going to scale it first just to make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to E to rotate. I'm going to hold J to do increment, and I just want to make it so it's front facing. Beautiful. And then I'm going to go over here, I'm going to hit frame, and I am going to look to see what is going on here. Okay, my necks must be crooked. They are crooked. I don't know how that happened. Okay. Weird. Yeah, so these should all be, let's try minus 90. Let's try 0 and 90. I don't know how that happened, but that should make them straight again. Good. Oh, I know, because I was trying to make them selectable. Okay, that's good. All right. So we got this, and then I must have turned everything else off. I did, so show all. All right. All right, so I'm just going to take this W, pull this up here, make sure you know it's right in the middle between the eyes. I'm going to go to Control Vertex. I'm going to go to Show and return joints off. Select this one, and I'm going to scale these inwards to make like a mask. Okay. And then we're just going to take the whole thing and scale that in a little bit. And then I'm going to grab these ones and scale these in a little bit. Okay, so I'm just trying to make like a masky looking thing. That's a thing. Okay, let's take the whole thing now and scale it back out a little bit. All right, so now what I need to do is I'm just going to call this one eye controller underscore CRV, and then create nerds primitives, and we're just going to create another circle, switch back to this view, and I'll bring that guy up and over to where this is, after frame. All right, I'm going to hold E, or tap E, and then hold J for increment. Good. All right, then we're going to go over here, and I'm just going to put it right where I'm actually going to hold V for point snap and only grab this one axis so I can snap it right to the center of the eye. And then I'm still holding V. I'm going to snap it right there. So it's right in the center of the eye. Scale this out a little bit bigger so it's easier to grab. And we're going to call this one the I underscore L underscore controller underscore CRV. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and in here on my shape node, go ahead and change the color. And we will make this yellow. I'm going to select this one and make this one red. Okay. And then I'm just going to grab this guy, duplicate it, W, and hold V to point snap, and point snap it right to the other eye. I'm only grabbing the one axis. And I'm going to change the name of this to Rinky Dink to R. Okay. Good. So now we got both eye controllers, and you can see they're not quite, they're a little bit inset, so I just want to make sure they're right inside as best I can. Okay, so I'm going to take both of those, and I'm going to parent them to this, and then I'm going to grab all of them. Oops. We're going to click and drag over the whole thing, and I'm just going to go Modify, Freeze Transformations, and yeah, that one's already centered. And we're going to do it here and here. I'm select both these, and I'll just hit G because it was the last thing done. Good. All right. So now we got this eye aim, we got our eye controllers, and we got the two neck. Okay. So one of the things that we were doing before is I just straight up applied these to this. Okay. What we actually need to do is make what's called an FK controller, and there's like a bit of a process to it. Hang on one second. I just want to see how much time I have left real quick. Okay, we can try it. Okay. So to do it, what I need to do is this. I'm going to do Command G to make a null group with nothing selected. It'll just call it null, right? And we're going to call this the we're going to call it neck controller underscore null. Okay. So while I have that selected, I'm going to make sure I got the move tool. Click in the middle so that all axes are unlocked, and then I'm going to hold V and I'm going to point snap it right to the neck. Okay. And then this, now I am going to have to start using the hypergraph hierarchy. So I'm going to take this and I'll put this right over here and things are about to get messy. All right, so what I need to do is I want this controller to be in the same orientation. If you look right now, you can see that it's at world because I froze the transforms. The other option is that you could rotate it or whatever, but then I'm going to have dirty values in order to keep what I want. So I'm going to do it in a weird way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the controller, because this is the orientation I want to have. I'm going to shift select this null group that I made. It's just an empty group with nothing in it. I'm going to go to constraint, I'm going to go to orient, hit the option box. I'm going to make sure maintain offset is not checked on, and I'm going to hit add. Now what that's going to do is that now you'll see that the null, which was once at world, is now at the same orientation as this. That's all I wanted it for. I'm actually going to select that constraint that was just made, that's what this is, and hit delete. It still has it, and it has these dirty values, and that's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this controller, and when I freeze the transforms, it inherits its parent's orientation, all right? Now, when I do it and it's out in the world, it takes world. But watch what happens if I take this controller and I parent it to this, okay? It still has that. But now watch what happens when I do modify freeze transformations. It inherits its parents and it has clean values. Do not do it to the null. The null will hold the dirty values, and that's just how it's going to be, and you'll never see it. But that's why that's there, okay? So now this has got nice clean values, all right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to hold shift and select the controller. So first the controller, then the joint. And I'm going to go constraint, and I'll just hit orient again. And now this will rotate the neck, and it's at the same orientation. And we do that each time. So I have nothing selected, Command G, and I'm going to call this one head controller underscore null. Okay. I'm going to select the head, shift select the null. I'm going to go constraint, orient. Okay. So I'm going to delete that orient constraint, and now that head, oops, W and V, there we go. Now that head is at the same orientation as this. The null group was still down here. I just pulled it up here so it's on the head joint like it should be. All right, so now it's the same orientation as that. So I'm going to take this, shift select that, parent it to it, and then go modify freeze transforms, and then I'll take this to the neck joint, and I'm just going to hit constraint and orient. And now it's at the same orientation as the head, and it controls the head as well, which is nice. Orient only does rotation. All right, same thing here. So I'm going to do Command G. I'm going to W and hold V, middle mouse button waggle, and bring it up to that jaw joint. Select the jaw joint, shift select, apparently I still have some animation on there, shift select the null group, go constraint, orient. Now that that's orient, I'm going to go ahead and delete that, but now it's at the same position. So I'm going to take the neck, or the jaw joint, or jaw controller, shift select the group, hit P, modify, freeze transforms. Now it's at the same orientation. One thing I didn't do that I forgot to do, see the pivots over here, I want actually on there, so I'm going to hold D for move pivot, V for point snap, and I'm just going to put it right there. Good, now that's where it is. Okay, so I have the jaw controller, shift select the jaw joint. Now see how it has all this in here? I got to make sure those are gone, because you can't have any keys on anything. This was probably from when we were testing it, yeah, so I'm just going to go like that and delete. So I hold shift, click and drag, and then right click and delete. Okay. Now I can go to constraint and orient, and now this will control that. Okay. So eventually you won't see any of these joints. They're just there as placeholders basically. Okay. So all right. So let's go ahead and try to do this other thing real quick. So I'm going to take my geo and make it so it's grabbable. You'll notice that my head shifted slightly. It's because when you put that spline IK on there, it makes the body move a little bit. So I have to actually fix that now. So I'm going to select this eye and this eye and push the up arrow. Let's see, do I do it twice? We'll do it. No, it won't. Okay, so this one and this one, push the up arrow to get their groups. And I'm going to move these in, or this way, forward a little bit and position them more where they're supposed to be. Actually, I'm going to hold V, and I'm going to point snap. There you go, point snap to that joint. And then I'm going to hold V, and I'll pull it down. There, right there. Okay, so now they should be perfectly in the center. All right, I'm actually going to do this as well. Push the up arrow, I'm going to F to frame so I can see them over here. So here's my ball groups. All right, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to select this eyeball, the eye joint, and I'm going to shift select the appropriate eyeball group. And I'm going to go constraint, and I'm going to go parent. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here, this one, and then the appropriate eyeball group, and I'm going to hit G since last thing I did. And now when these eyeballs move, all right, it will move that as well. All right, so meaning that also they will no longer, that's going to act a little weird right now because then, oops, okay, there it goes. Now what we need to do is just hook up, okay, we're going to have to wait till the next video. Close enough.